Morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy first Saturday of spring. You have landed on the Unbreakable Wisdom Show. You can learn more about us at the link below. I am the working strategist. I have been here for 12 years on Facebook, and the show has been going strong for that long. My real name is Noelle Federico, and you can find out everything you want to know at the link in the bio of the page. Okay, so we're just going to get right to it. First Saturday of spring, time to think about what we want to leave behind us. Last week, if you're just landing on the show and you want to kind of flow with the conversation, you can watch the show from last week where we talked about digging out those narratives and those old stories that are no longer serving you, right? And getting rid of those, because there's always some greasy, grubby, yucky narrative running underneath everything. And it ends up running our life because we don't see it and we don't dig it out and we don't know that it's there. And sometimes that sounds like you can't do it, or there's not enough money, or you're not worthy, or you're not pretty enough, fat enough, skinny enough. You don't have the right color hair, the right color eyes, the right partner, you don't live in the right house, whatever it is. It's some self-defeating yuck that is secretly underneath everything running your life. So last week we talked about how to start digging that out. And now we're going to talk about when we, first of all, to dig that out and to sub a new story, you have to come up with a new narrative. And then every time you see or sense that old story coming up, you actually have to substitute it for the new narrative. One of my clients and students asked me this week, like, how do you do that? How do you do the work that you're recommending that people do? How do you do it? And it's just like if I was telling you to stop eating sugar, or stop eating devil dogs at night, or stop drinking a bottle of wine every day. Like, we would tell you to, every time you wanted to grab for that, grab for this instead. So every time you sense that old story running you, grab the new story instead and insert it. And that's how that works. Okay, so let's talk about when you ask for something, or when you have a goal, or you're waiting to make a big demonstration, as in you want to manifest a particular result, a particular thing, a particular deliverable, or like a sum of money or whatever, right? When you want to manifest something. So you ask, and then there's a period where you have to sit and wait and trust. And in that period, you have to let go. And this is where everybody gets caught up. Okay. So what if you looked at the process of the ask like that it wasn't, that the big win wasn't getting the thing that you asked for. The big win was who you became in the process. The win is the transformation that occurs while you're waiting. While you're waiting gracefully, which is what everybody, including me, gets caught up on, right? So we ask a thing, we want to manifest a thing, we have a goal, whatever it is. We make a big ask to God, the universe, and then we stay in action right here in the middle, because it goes like the ask, the middle, and then the deliverance of the thing, right? The manifestation of the thing, or the next level, or whatever it is. So when we're sitting in here, we're usually, unless you're really transformed, and I'm really transformed, but I'm not a patient person. So sitting in this middle part is always, or often, a sticky place to sit, right? Because this is where we have to wait gracefully. And so while we're sitting here waiting, we're usually anxious, aggravated. We think it's taking too long. We don't know why it's not working. I had a client that I was on the phone with for an hour last night because has made a big ask. He is waiting on something that will indicate the next level of his business and his life. And he is impatient, and he is angry, and he is aggravated, and he is all the things. And so I had to work with him on, reframing how he's holding that. right? And then I woke up this morning thinking, it isn't like, because he kept saying why, like I've done all the pieces, I've done everything I needed to do, like why isn't it working? And what I woke up with this morning to teach you guys is it's not a hold on getting the thing, it's a process, because you become somebody new in the asking of the thing. You become someone new so that you can hold the thing that you asked for. Because when you're making a big ask, or you want to manifest a big thing or a big goal or a new level of your business or all the things, when you are saying, okay, God, universe, I want a new level of income, I want to be a new person, I want to be a different way, you cannot be the same person in the asking and hold the new thing that's coming. Do you understand? Because you were over here and you were doing your thing over here, and then you recognized that you wanted something different. You wanted something more. You wanted to elevate. So you go, oh, I want to start a business, grow my business. I want to get a new job. I want to get a divorce. I want to get married, whatever it is. Okay. So you're over here, you recognize you want or require a new thing, you start on that path, you make the ask, then you come over here, which is the middle, which sucks. The middle is messy and it's annoying. And guess what? It's where all the transformation happens. All the transformation happens here in the middle. So I was telling my client last night, like, embrace the suck, man. Embrace where you're at and give it to God and let it go. And that's so hard to do. And then again, what I woke up with this morning is you're not, God's not punishing you. It's not taking too long, because no, it's taking the perfect amount of time, because you are becoming someone new in here. This is where you become the new person, because the person over here can't hold the ask. If you were to get the ask right after you ask, you'll lose it. It will crumble. It will fail. It will crash. Why? Because you didn't do the work to become the new you, to hold it over here. And so we get all aggravated and angry and caught up in here, because we're like, let's go. Where's the thing? I've said all the prayers. I've done all the things. I did all the work. I'm like, where is the thing? The, the thing is working in you. Like, it's working on you. The ask is working on you, because who you are in the asking of it is not the who that can hold it. So as we have to sit and wait, and we don't wait and do nothing. We wait and keep walking in faith toward the thing. So we pray, ask, trust. We all have a hard time with that. Wait. And in the wait, we're making forward motion, right? And in the wait, we have to release. Guess what? You have to release in here the shit that's not working, because you can't drag the old stories and the old habits and the old protocols into this new thing, because you won't be able to hold the new thing, right? Why? Because the old you that made the big ask is not the same you that's going to have it and hold it and bring it forward to fruition. So in here, it's a mess, man. It's messy. And you have to release, and you have to be patient, and you are refined. The alchemy occurs in here. This is where the refining process is, right? And also in the releasing, that causes a shift in us as well. And you and I both know, right, that when your back is against the wall, you will reach for new ways of being because you don't have a choice. If you just were over here in the way that you've been living your life, which has become dissatisfying to you, and you made this big ask, and then boom, you were to get it, what changed? Zip, nothing. The whole name of the game here is elevation. That's what we are doing here on this whirling dirt ball. It's about elevating your growth and elevating your spiritual nature. It's about elevation, right? So if you were over here and you asked all these things and then you just got them immediately, where did you change? Where did you get pushed against the wall? Where did your face get pushed into the shit about you that has to be burned out? Where's the alchemy? It isn't. And it has to be, because you can't hold the new level without the transformation of you. Jacqueline's making a point. Good morning, everyone, by the way. I'm seeing you all. I just want to stay focused on my point here so I don't lose my train of thought. Jacqueline's reminding us that as you transform, your circle shifts as well. Yes, that's very good. That's part of the releasing. That's part of the release, loose, and let go, right? The releasing is like old clothes, old stuff, old relationships, old habits, old ways of being, old ways of speaking, tolerating certain things, right? How many of us have been tolerating stuff because we felt like we didn't have a choice? And then you make this big ask, you want to make this big shift, this big transformation. You can't tolerate that bullshit anymore because it's dragging you down. It's going to hold you back. You have to let go of that stuff, behaviors, clothes, habits, lines of conversation, all of that, right? We get stronger as we release and go forward. You also get stronger in the waiting, by the way. That's the thing. The refinement and the strength of character happens in here because we have to come to a point where we release it to God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I am a God girl. You guys know this. So I say God, you say whatever you want. Release it to the big energy in the sky, whatever you want to say, but you have to release it. You have to be able to sit in the waiting patiently and happily. And that's where most of us lose it, because we're sitting in the waiting and man, we are annoyed. We are annoyed that the bank balance hasn't risen or the customers haven't run to find us or like whatever. We're not in the waiting like, wow, this is great. No, we're in the waiting like WTF. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? That's how most of us wait, myself included. And I've been practicing transformational work for 50 years and I'm still annoyed in the waiting, which I'm sure is why I was woken up at 5:30 this morning and told to teach this morning. Because we have to let go in the waiting. We have to like trust. We have to walk in faith and we have to keep moving forward. You have to keep forward motion. You have to keep stepping in faith. You have to keep doing the next thing, right? We have to stop grasping and pushing and clutching because that's what we do. We're like, if we can't beat it into submission, right? We'll try to like do it into submission, meaning like we'll run around and do. There comes a point where you have prayed all you can pray. You have done all you can do. You have literally in the materialistic physical world, you have put all the pieces together. You've got it all set. Then you are in the middle and you have to wait. And I have news. Are you ready? Divine timing is never usually our timing. Whether sometimes it's much faster than we think. Sometimes it's much slower than we think. Listen, the recalibration of you happens in the freedom that comes from releasing, right? This work that has to be done in the middle can only be done when you truly can breathe and let go. It's all right to let it all fall. And I don't mean fall like you don't do anything. This is two difficulties happen in the middle. One is people are just get pissed and their energy gets really like this, so nothing can flow. And two, um, what was two? Two, we have to stop trying to control it, right? We have to not tighten up, and we have to be able to let go and keep moving. That's the other difficulty is people stop moving, right? Because they're like, okay, I'm waiting. We don't, around here, where Noelle's teaching and talking, we don't passively wait. We don't sit on the sofa, watch Lifetime TV, eat devil drugs, drink a bottle of wine every night, and say, why isn't my life working? What's wrong with God and the universe? No. eh. We ask, we do, we put all the pieces, we shore up our behavior, our habits, all the things. We make the ask. We sit here in the middle and we keep moving, right? We have a protocol that we set up for ourselves every day, every week. We're going to keep doing some things to keep moving forward. And then the second piece of that is we're going to be happy in the waiting. And that's where most of us lose it because we're not happy. We're like grasping, clutching, trying to force, doubting ourselves, being angry, being confused, like as in, why is it taking so long? Imagine if you could come from a place of trust. I talk a lot about coming from a place of gratitude. Imagine that you woke up every day coming from a place of trust in universal principle, trusting that everything always works out for you, trusting that the universe, God has your back. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine how freeing that would be if you truly woke up in the morning, put your feet on the floor, and had no anxiousness or worry about things turning out for you because you simply trusted that it was all working and that it was all under divine timing. Imagine what your life could be like then. And in that trusting, we're still doing, we're staying in action, right? We're staying in action. We're doing the things that we need to do. When you are in this middle, often you feel like your back is against the wall because you require this thing to happen. It hasn't happened yet, and you really want it, need it, etc. And so when your back is against the wall, you reach for new types of behaviors because you're saying to yourself, I'll do anything that it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. What does that look like? And then out of that, new things are born, new ideas, new work, new behavior, new ways of speaking and doing. All that is born out of you feeling like your back is against the wall and you really want something to happen, and you are asking yourself, like, Is there anything else in me that is holding this up or preventing this from happening? And that allows you to do some digging, which is the recalibration, and it is where the alchemy happens, right? Because alchemy is when one thing is completely transformed into something else, right? And burning out the yuck is a way that that happens. And so when we ask and then we're waiting and then we're like annoyed and aggravated and all the things, it feels like, we're sitting in the middle of the fire, right? Because all the old ways of being are coming up and we're having to release and loose and let go. And we have to look at all the things about ourselves that aren't working because we're really, 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 really wanting to create this thing. And so if we're studying transformation and we're studying personal growth, we are asking ourselves the question, have I done everything? Is there anything else? My client last night asked me, is there anything else that I have to be doing? Do I need to shore up any behavior? Do I need to, and so then he started looking and asking himself questions, right? About his personal habits, about the way he interacts, about the way he's taking care of his personal affairs. Like he had to ask himself a bunch of questions to figure, and he found some places where he felt he required to shore up his behavior. So you find out all these things in the messy middle because you're in the middle of creating a new version of yourself. And so if everything was given to you right away, there would be no elevation, there would be no growth. And think about life like a Monopoly game, right? You know the rules, you're presented with like how it all works, and then it's up to you to game it. It's up to you to figure it out. It's up to you to play the game. It's up to you to figure out how you win. It really isn't that difficult. I mean, to me, it's not that difficult. Maybe it seems difficult to other people that haven't, I get it. I've been studying a long time, 50 years now. What I'm saying to you though is there are like universal principles and laws, right? And then if you understand them and operate them to your benefit, things are a lot smoother, right? There are some of my students on here that have been students for 10 years now. They know this. They've been working on this stuff for a long time. So I invite you to start looking at that waiting, that middle part, as not a hold on getting the thing, more like part of the process. So that in your waiting, you don't have to be angry and aggravated in this waiting period because you can simply see that it's part of the process. You can see that what's required is for you to change and elevate in here so that you can hold the new thing. So you can hold the new job or the new marriage or the new being single, or like whatever it is, whatever you're asking for, you have to be able to hold it. Because guess what? If you just get the thing and you don't do the inner work to hold it, it will not work out and you will lose it. Why do you think people that win the lottery, most of the people that win the lottery, the money is gone shortly thereafter? They aren't able to hold it and keep it. This isn't about getting the things. It's about who you become in the process of the asking. And if you can change the narrative for yourself to that, the game becomes a lot more fun. If the true merits of the game are found in the process, it's a lot more fun than just thinking that all there is asking and waiting. If you understood that the messy middle is the best part of the process and you started embracing and digging, like, what can I learn? How can I elevate? What new can I find out about myself or about what I have to do to hold the new thing? Get curious. become like an investigator, a detective. Most people are nosy, so get nosy about yourself. Why am I so impatient? Why do I feel like I have to smash it to make it work? Why do I feel like I have to grasp or push or clutch? Why do I not wake up just trusting? And how can I transform that for myself? How can I turn into a person that trusts and that becomes the nature of who I am? That I simply trust that everything's always working out for me. So I don't have to criticize or badger or beat or smash or push or clutch or grasp because I know that if something goes away, something better will come. And I know that if a person seemingly harms me, that can't really be the truth. So I'll just trust that someone better is on the way, right? The middle is messy. It's meant to be. So the middle is not messy and it's bad. The middle is messy and it's fun. Remember when you were little and you finger painted and like half the fun was like smearing the paint all over everything and it got all over you and it was finger painting is messy, but it's fun. Playing with Play-Doh, messy, fun. Playing in the sandbox, messy, fun. You see a theme here. Somehow, when we became adults, we decided that messy was bad. We decided that everything needed to fit into this little box of our beliefs that the culture gave us, that we grew up with, that the people that raised us told us we should have. And we boxed everything in. And then when things become a hot mess, we think that's a screw up. We ask, what's wrong? Why is this a mess? Instead of saying, cool, this is all part of the process, right? Plot twist, big mess. What's the opportunity here? What can I learn? Why did I create this? What can I see? Who do I get to be now? These are all much more helpful questions than why is this happening to me? Just, what can you learn? What can you learn? And if you start asking, if you really feel like something is stuck, number one, you can always hire me for a couple of hours and I'll fix it. I'll help you fix it because I'll stuff a stick of dynamite up your butt and we'll blow the block right out of there. For the more faint of heart people, you can just ask yourselves. You can like get a journal and ask, what's in my way here? And the answers will come to you. I think I had a client tell me last night that my metaphysical work is gold and that everyone should be taught it. And that was interesting because I always think that that is the least, I don't lead with that, I guess is the best way to say it, right? I lead with the business stuff and the strategy. Um, and of course, the metaphysical stuff. I've been around it and studying it for 50 years and I've been teaching it since I was 19. So if you woke me up in the middle of the night, that's the thing that I could teach you and I wouldn't even have to think about it. And it seems like that's what everybody wants to talk about these days with me. Um, and it actually is a part of the consulting work and the strategy work that I do because if there's something going on with you as the person, like if you have a business or a team or whatever it is that you might come to me for, I can't we can't fix that until we fix this because you are the source of what's happening to you. So it naturally happens in my work with people. It's just not something that I like have led with. I'm telling you all this because I decided to teach you a practical prosperity course over how many weeks? Over 4 weeks. Um, And so I go to Boston the weekend of April 16, 17, and we come back on 18, which is a Saturday. So I will do the show that day, but I'll probably do it from the car on our way back, or I'll be doing it from the hotel. And so I'm not going to drag my laptop on that trip. I'm just going to bring my iPad. So the show will look different on that day. I'm going to post all this, but April 4th, April 11th, April 25th, and May 2nd. And I'm going to teach you practical prosperity. So I'm going to give you like the core prosperity principles. And I'm going to break them down and give you like 4, 4, 3, and 3. So you'll have time to digest them, and then there'll be a week in between. So we'll go like one session, the next session, and then a break, and then 2 more sessions. And then if you guys want, I can make an advanced like course with me. We could do it as a group study. And we can put a price on that, and you guys can dig deeper. So for the people that want to really dig deeper into the prosperity stuff with me, I'm game. I just don't exactly know how you might want to do it and how we ought to go about it. I do teach a free prosperity class inside the free community every month. But it doesn't seem like all that many people. There's like 70 something people in the community, and I don't know, there's a bunch of lurkers in there, so they don't always comment. I guess I could go look at the recordings and see how many people have actually watched it. So that's what we're going to do. I will teach practical prosperity over 4 weeks. And then I will let you guys decide if we can get at least 6 or 7 people. I think the most effective thing we could do is I take you for 3 months at a time. And I think I would charge like $300 or $400 for that 3-month period. And we'd probably meet twice a month. And it would be an intense, I'd be really asking you to look at your life and how to apply these principles to your life so that your life can be transformed. And for my students that have already studied with me, this would be not only a refresher and a reminder, but also some more advanced stuff that I haven't taught yet. So 6 people gets it done for me. That makes it worth it to me to do it. So you guys can email me or message me, or as we go through the next 4 weeks of practical prosperity, you can let me know if you're interested. And next week we're going to have Melissa Gilbo, and we're going to just go back to talking about connection and creating relationship with people and what makes good communication. So we'll go back to a little bit of a professional topic next week for 1 week. And then the first week in April, we'll start practical prosperity. So you'll be able to obviously watch the recording if you missed the show. You'll want to get a notebook, probably a special notebook for that. And I will create some free downloads to help you, think through the process. All right, you guys have a great week. And remember, the middle is supposed to be messy, and the beauty is who you are becoming in the asking of the thing. And being that it's spring, also, I invite you to look at what you want to release, loose, and let go of, be it clutter or mental states or attitudes or people, relationships that are no longer serving you, all the things. Okay, I'll see you soon. Take care.